Greetings for the day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Meraj Kidwai. You're watching Vertex, the solution of every need. To know more about me, please go and check out my website, that is www.vertexthesolution.com, and find all the details about me there, what I do, what are my credentials, and other details about me there, of course. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope that you all are taking care of yourself really good. I know your schedules are so difficult, so hectic, and still I would request you to please keep yourself happy, healthy, mentally healthy, as well as along with your physical fitness. So physical fitness is important, but mental fitness is more important than physical fitness. And relax yourself and eat at the right time, sleep at the right time, of course. It's important to take care of yourself, and because you are extremely important for me, so I wish that you remain happy, cheerful, and healthy always in your life. So moving on, I would like to talk about educational leadership in this video, ladies and gentlemen. What is educational leadership? In emerging times, in changing times, or I would say the 21st century or the post-pandemic era, we need to talk about educational leadership as well. How can we transform educational leaderships, and what are the requirements of educational leadership? How can we deal with this, and what are the gaps in the education? The gaps in the education system is somewhere because of the poor leadership. So it's extremely important to understand that with the emerging times where technology is transforming lives of individuals, we are into training and development, learning and development, and developing a lot of different things, but we need to transform the leaderships as well, the educational leaderships, the approach of the educational leaders, and the way they implement any process, the way it has to be viewed, and the way it has to be executed further. Now, the most important thing we need to understand here, I'm not talking about the subject knowledge, I'm not talking about the other executions, but when we have certain reforms and policies in place in education, of course, with that respect, it is important that we must develop the leadership in education in such a way that fills the gaps in education system, rather than excluding or taking certain decisions which is exclusive in nature. Education is a fundamental right for everyone out there, right? And somewhere, if in your leadership anybody gets excluded due to any certain policy, it is extremely difficult to bridge those gaps, right? So to bridge those gaps, we need to understand that we need to develop the rightful measures. We should take the rightful measures in a way that can develop the educational leadership. And what are those measures? Now, when we talk about education, when we talk about scaling, when we talk about 21st century educational leadership, we talk about assistance, we talk about technology orientation, subject knowledge, we talk about infrastructure, we talk about sports activities, we talk about many other developments around it. But what is the most important tools, or I would say pillars of educational leadership, is a collaborative approach, an inclusive approach, an approach that bridge the gaps in education. If it is widening the gap in education, it's a flaw in the leadership. It is poor leadership, of course, in education. So we need to understand that the value education, that somewhere we are putting it at the back burner, really needs to relook at those fundamentals of value education and bring into practice as well when we are dealing with educational institutions and transforming or changing lives of individuals. Specifically, if I talk in K-12 education, we need to be more sensitive towards the implementation and processes, of course, with the peer group, with the staff, with your students, of course, as well. So sensitivity is something that we need to put it at the front. Sensitivity in every way, sensitivity in being tolerant towards others, sensitivity in being inclusive towards others, sensitivity in being respectful and having empathy and integrity, of course. So until and unless we are unable to practice such an educational leadership, somewhere we are unable to transform the personality of the students from inside, right? So I again say everything is interrelated. So educational leadership needs a revamp, educational leadership needs rebuilding, educational leadership needs a lot of training, of course, so that the core of education that needs to be imparted or inculcated is that transforming and changing lives from within. And it can be done from within only when we ourselves can feel about that change. And that change is, of course, needs to be reread, that how can we bring better results, inclusive results, and of course we are decreasing the gaps in education overall by certain practices. So this is just a short and brief about the changing changing times, and how education leaderships need to be revamped. So this is my take on this. I hope you have understood what I tried to deliver in this video, and try to process it further as well. I also practice, I'm also leading my business with a team, and we always keep this in mind, that wherever and anywhere there is nobody who is lagging behind, and we need to push it so much that everybody should be on the same page and aligned and growing. And the graph is, of course, growing, it's increasing, the slope is not decreasing. So it's important to understand that we need certain reforms, certain policies to bring in practice for educational leadership, for practice and implementation, of course, to understand that the gap shouldn't be increased, rather decreased. I hope I've made myself clearly communicated in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy these videos. So if you understood what I say in these videos, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.